Hello my dear students, welcome to DBMS and software engineering classes. Myself Chandra Mohan, I am working as an assistant professor in computer science department. Paper title is Database Management System and Software Engineering. This is for BSc Computer Science third semester students. Okay. In this session, these are all the topics which I am going to discuss. First I'll start with data, followed by database, followed by what is DBMS, and finally end with characteristics of database approach. Okay. Let me start with the basic definition. What is data? Okay. Data is a known fact. We can say it's a value or a set of values. Okay. Whenever data is not processed, it has very less meaning or no meaning at all. Okay. So if data is not processed, it has very less meaning or no meaning at all. Okay. So example for data is student name, age, student marks. That are all the example for data. Okay. So I mean to say number, characters, string are the example for data. Okay. The next definition is what is information. Okay. See, whenever the data is processed, it will become an information. Okay. When the data is organized, structured and processed, it will become an information. Okay. You can see in this diagram, when the data is processed, okay, it will become an information. Okay. For example, if I say my name is XYZ, okay, there XYZ is a data. XYZ is data and my name is XYZ. That complete statement will be an information. Okay. One more example, if I say my age is 30, there 30 is data and my age is 30 is information. Okay. So by looking at these two information, I can tell information contains data. Okay. Information contains data, or I can tell data is a part of an information. Okay. After knowing what is data and information, the next important definition is database. Okay. Database means it's a collection of related data. Okay. It's a collection of related data. If I consider student data, database will contains like student name, age, phone number, whatever the information related to the student or whatever the data related to the student, only that data will be stored inside this database. So I can define database is a collection of related data. Okay. Every database will have two important properties. Okay. The first property is it represents some aspects of the real world. Okay. Some aspects of the real world. If I consider the world, okay, in that world there will be certain aspects. Like if I consider university, that university database will contain the information about student and faculties and courses. Okay. If I consider hospital database, okay, it will contain the information about doctors, patient and medicine. Okay. So every database will represent certain aspects of the world. That is the first property. Okay. And second property is each database will have some purpose. Okay. That is the second property. Every database will have a purpose. Okay. So we understood what is data, information and database. Okay. The next one is database management system. Okay. So what is this database management system? In a simple term, I can define database management system. It's a collection of program or it's a group of software which is used to create and maintain the database. Okay. It is used to create and maintain the database. Okay. For example, you can see here, this is the student table or student database. Okay. So creating and maintaining means creating the structure of the table and storing the values. Okay. Maintaining the database means something like updating, deleting the values. Okay. That's the simple definition. If I elaborate the definition of database management system, okay, you can see database management system, it's a process of defining, constructing, manipulating and share the database. Okay. So we'll see one by one what is defining, constructing, manipulating and sharing means. Okay. Defining means, let's consider the student table. Okay. before storing the values, okay, first we need to define the structure of this table. Okay, like what are all the things I want to store, like register number, name, course, SIM and phone number. I'm not talking about the values. First we need to define the structure of the table. Okay, once we define the structure of the table, we now also need to define what kind of information should be stored inside each column. For example, register number, it may contains number as well as character. For example, in a university, the register number may be made up of numbers and characters, but name should be alphabets only. It should not contain numbers. Okay, and course, it can be number or it can be characters, but semester should be number only. In this, it should not contains any characters. Okay, and obviously phone number should be number, it should not any characters. So defining this construction, okay, will be comes under defining itself. Okay, so defining the database means it will say two things. One is defining the structure as well as defining type of data we can store inside this each and every column. Okay, the next one is construction. Once the structure of the table and constant has been defined, the next thing is populating those table with the values. For example, here I'm putting the register number value as 1 2 3 and 4 5 6, name as ABC and XYZ. Like this, putting the values inside the database is called construction. Manipulation means, suppose if I want to change the semester or phone number of a student, okay, updating that values, or if I want to delete some information from the database, that is called manipulation. Okay, manipulation means changing the values, updating the values or deleting the values, that is called manipulation. Okay, final one is sharing. Okay, sharing means once the student table or student database has been created, sharing the database with others. Okay, so they can also access this particular database. Okay, so database can be accessed by multiple users, that is called sharing. So this database management system will also allows the database to share with others. Okay, so example for this database management system, I mean DBMS softwares are SQL Server, Oracle, 9i and 10g, MySQL. There are so many other example is there. Okay, and it is classified into two types, free version and paid version. Okay, so we understood what is database management system. It's a process of defining, constructing, manipulating and sharing the database. Okay, the next definition is what is database system. Okay, we understood what is database and what is database management system. Okay, so database system is a simple formula. It's a database plus DBMS. Okay, database means it's a collection of related data. Okay, DBMS means it's a group of software which is used to create and maintain the database. Okay, by looking at this diagram you can see, okay, there is a DBMS software, okay, which is used to create and maintain this database, okay, this is database system. Okay, as a last part of this session, we'll discuss about characteristics of database approach. Okay, what are all the characteristics of this database approach? Okay, first one, self-describing nature of the database system. Okay, so what is this self-describing nature? Okay, in a database system, okay, it's not only store the data, it will also store a thing called metadata. Okay, so what is metadata? Metadata means it's a description of the data which is present inside the database. Okay, metadata means it's a description of the data which is present inside the database. Self-describing database system means each database system, it will describe itself. Okay, where the description is stored, description is stored in the form of metadata. Okay, database system will also store metadata along with the data. Okay, that is self-describing nature of database system. Okay, the next one is insulation between program and data abstraction. Okay, we'll discuss one by one. First we'll see insulation between program and data. So what is this insulation between program and data? Okay, I can change the structure of the data, okay, without changing the application program which I am using to access that particular data. That is called insulation between program and data. I can change the structure of the data without changing the programs. Okay, I don't need to modify any programs to change the structure of the data. That is called installation between program and data. Okay, the next one is data abstraction. Data abstraction means database system will provide the view to the data that is only the required view. Okay, it will hide the unwanted details from the user. Okay, database system, it will provide a view to the users. I mean the data will be shown to the users only the required thing. Okay, unwanted details of the storage will be hidden from the user. Data abstraction in the sense, okay, only the required information will be shown to the users. Okay, unwanted information will be hidden from the user. Okay, for example, user may see how the data is organized. Okay, but the database system, it won't show the internal storage structure of the data to the user. That is data abstraction. It means it will show only the required information and hide the unwanted information. Okay, the next one is support of multiple views of the data. It means, for example, if I consider the database which is shared among n number of users. Okay, each user will be provided with different views. Means only the part of the database can be viewed to the others, and complete database can be viewed to the others. Okay, for example, if I consider the college database, in that college database, principal can view complete information, where student is allowed to view only the part of the information. Okay, that is called multiple views of the data. Okay, the last one is sharing of data and multi-user transaction processing. Okay, it means the database can be shared among n number of users. Okay, those users can access parallelly. Okay, so that is called sharing of data and multi-user transaction processing. Okay, the database which is created using DBMS software can be shared among n number of users. Okay, these are all the characteristics of database approach. Okay, in today's class we discussed about what is data, information, database and DBMS software, followed by the characteristics of database approach. Okay, thank you.